Among those sharing their favorite stories of former President Carter is a man who shares stories professionally for Fox 4. Our longtime photojournalist John Gnann lived next to the Carters as a child in Plains, Georgia, and he had a front row seat to history. Fox 4's Amelia Jones is in studio with that story. Amelia?
Blake, President Jimmy Carter is being remembered for his achievements in office and his work after his presidency. I sat down with our photojournalist John Gnann, who is remembering Mr. Jimmy as a wonderful childhood next-door neighbor. Jimmy Carter put Plains, Georgia on the map when he became president in 1977. You can read about the Plains native and his family in the Georgia State History book. And if you look really close in the background, you'll find John Gnann.
It is somewhat unbelievable.
Fox 4 photojournalist John Gnann's family moved into the house next door to the Carters, and he became fast friends with the former president's daughter, Amy Carter.
It was she and my brother and I were the three stooges or three musketeers, and we ran that town.
And when Jimmy Carter was looking for a running mate to join him on the campaign trail, the three ran a successful lemonade stand, too.
When you're a kid, you think it's just normal. That's just like, no, and you're really focused on how it affects you. And how it affected me was my best friend was moving away.
The two families remained close during Jimmy Carter's 4 years in office. Gnann even spent the night at the White House.
It was truly evidence that any kid that's born in this country could someday become president.
He remembers Mr. Jimmy, as he called him, always had a witty comment at the ready, and his knowledge was endless.
He was brilliant at making people feel noticed and known. He was brilliant in his perception of things and his levels of knowledge. Just brilliant, a star.
A star that shined even brighter after his presidency. It was Gnann's dad that first introduced the Carters to Habitat for Humanity. In 2014, at the age of 90, Jimmy Carter worked alongside volunteers to build a home in Oak Cliff.
What made them extraordinary was the hard work and the determination and the drive.
A legacy that Gnann believes will continue to inspire others.
If you work hard and you surround yourself with people that have similar goals, and you can achieve the greatest things.
Gnann told me the last time he saw Mr. Jimmy was 5 years ago when they all went to church together in Plains, Georgia.
It's pretty cool. John and I have been on some road trips together, and hearing some of those stories, it's a perspective you don't get a lot. You hear from journalists, they write the history books, from professors, but the childhood neighbor of a figure like that.
Yes, it's almost this peek behind the curtain a little bit, or rather behind the door. And John told me, he said he really was just a normal, everyday dad. And one story that I want to share with everyone at home that John shared was, what do dads do? They help kids with their homework, right? And maybe the neighbor kids as well. So a 4th grade project was about stargazing. And so Mr. Jimmy took everyone out at night to stargaze, and since he was obviously with the Navy, he learned all of the constellations. So he knew every star in the sky, and he was naming them left and right, and that was just his best friend Amy's dad, and he was helping them out with the project.
Yeah, really cool perspective to share. Amelia, thanks.